So I was in a consultation not too long ago with one of my students as well. She's doing a little class with me, twin flame coaching. But she was mentioning in a consultation, she was saying, you know what? Scorpios, they only fall in love like once or twice. And if they get hurt, they get super deeply hurt. And I was thinking, you know what? She is perfectly right. And I've had this question many times, but I've never really thought of it. People ask, how do Scorpios deal with heartbreak? Or how do Scorpios deal with relationships ending? So I'm going to dive right into it, and I'm going to explain how a damaged Scorpio can heal from a heartbreak. And when I'm saying heartbreak, I'm saying true heartbreak, like you were in love. And you know how Scorpios fall in love. Well, they also get broken, because it's just the extremities, right? So I'm gonna go over a lot of stuff, and if you are a Scorpio who's had their heart broken, or you're dealing with someone, or you know someone, you can send them this, and really shed a lot of light on this perspective with this also mysterious and intense sign. And this explains a lot why they have control issues and whatnot as well. So let's get into this. Excuse me. Welcome back to another episode of the Scorpio Scriptures podcast. I'm your host, Master J. This is where we talk about astrology, all things Scorpio related, and the expansion of consciousness. So let's talk about heartbroken Scorpios, and this is really going to dive right deeper into their nature. So what my client, student, supporter, whatever you want to call her, was perfectly right. And what she's saying, Scorpios only fall in love like once, and if they get their heart broken, they really do go off the walls haywire. And that's where the damage, or that's where the unevolved Scorpio comes in to play a lot. And this is also where the loop-de-loop, right, what Jay calls the flirting loop-de-loop, and the Scorpio test comes through. Now I mentioned in there's another video I have, I'll link it, the October versus November Scorpios. We explain how Scorpios have a tendency to develop two personality structures. One is the psychopathic personality structure, and one is the schizoid personality structure. And when I say psychopathic, I don't mean like a psychopath. I mean it's the development of a counterfeit sexual persona out of the result of possibly relationships or parental trauma, things that we all go through. This is from the book Amanmere, A-M-A-N-M-E-R-E. And before anyone gets in a relationship with someone, they should clear their sexual personality profile from any counterfeit personas which can develop. So Scorpio has the tendency to develop the psychopathic personality and the schizoid personality. Psychopathic personality is one that is betrayed in either a heartbreak or a love or by a parent of the opposite sex. And this deep wound and this deep trauma causes them to be very controlling in love. And the other personality structure causes them to really become like what we say sexual deviants, or people that become like somewhat delusional or imaginative, right? They get obsessed with like certain fantasies or certain things and become very distant and closed off in the world. So Scorpio can develop two of those personality structures as a result of an extreme heartbreak. And if you really look into this, this makes sense why so many people come across Scorpios that are extremely controlling, or they seem to live in their own world. They seem to fall in love with you, and they exist in this different world. They seem to be detached from reality. Why? Because they have been heartbroken. They have been traumatized from love. If you have a Venus Scorpio placement, or you have Moon Scorpio, or just Scorpio placements related to your emotional intensity, Pluto as well, the amount of emotion that these people feel is very deep and intense, and the amount of trauma that they can experience, what may seem to be abysmal to the average person, if it happens to a guy or a girl when they're young, it can be very, very, very traumatic, and a counterfeit personality can develop from this. And when a Scorpio develops this, they become very stuck and rigid in their ways. So many times they become controlling, many times they may ghost you, many times they may become manipulative, and they don't even know it. They don't even know it because it's simply a trauma response. And they have a trauma response being one of the most emotionally intense signs. If they never heal this, they're going to be stuck in that way forever. And this can develop into many of those people who they chase material, They think they are superior to the opposite sex, so they start to play games to see people as less than human. A person that is delusional in their ideas of love, in who they're loving, who they're in a relationship with. These are all things that can happen as a result of this. Now, as a Scorpio, I've seen this happen to many others as well, and I've seen this happen to myself. So I can fully look back and see the time my heart was truly broken in love, which was about 12 or 13 years ago. And I can also see the personality structure that developed it from it, which was all what I say about the toxic Scorpio man, which is all on this channel. I'm giving you guys the psyche into the Scorpio's evolution, and you can witness the processes of it happening. So if a Scorpio man or a Scorpio woman, just use the male and female opposite sex in this dynamic, Scorpio man was dumped when he was younger, or gotten taken advantage of, or somebody broke his heart, or a mother figure really hurt him when he needed it, he can develop this hostility or this delusion towards the opposite sex. And I would say I did that as well. When I look back, I can fully admit I did that. It's just because, you know, we think, I'm gonna be honest, we think you're all special at the end of the day. But as you start to understand yourself and your chart and your sexual nature and your spiritual nature, you start to see we're all just finely tuned levels of energy tuned to a different way. And you can just, okay, I have a tendency to do this, he has a tendency to do that. And it's about overcoming your nature. So how do they deal with heartbreak? Is that's how they become extremely controlling, extremely hurt, can even become delusional. Why? Why though? Do they want to? No. These ever so passionate people, these strong people that you see, they're not controlling because they want to be. They're controlling because they have a fear. It is, at most, it is a fear of vulnerability. And it is the desire to appear strong, to appear to conquer, to appear to be so stoic and defeat life, to be better than the rest. That's where a lot of these things come from. And that just comes from a facade. Some people might not even know it. I might get a lot of flack for this video, so sometimes it's just a facade, so they don't become hurt again. That's really what it is. It is a defense mechanism developed by the spirit and the sexual body when it becomes so traumatized, right? If a Scorpio gives someone their heart, they become so traumatized that they never ever want to feel that pain again. And thus all these things come forth. Now, if I were talking to somebody who had this issue, or how did I heal it on my own? How did I stop this toxic cycle on my own? What would I say? The desire to love has to overcome the fear of vulnerability, and to understand that you need love in your life. So you've been heartbroken, and so you've seen some things. Love is something that we all need in this life. You cannot simply turn it away. You cannot simply distance yourself emotionally from people. The reason why people want to control is they believe, if I can control someone, how can they ever hurt me? Because I am controlling them. If I distance myself from them emotionally, as long as I can control them, as long as I can get them to conform to my behavior in my world, then they can never hurt me, because I'm the one allowing them into my world. I'm the one letting them into my space, so they can never ever hurt me. It's at the core of it, that's what it is. It is a fear of getting hurt. It is a fear of being vulnerable again. But love is something that requires the vulnerability. And you'll notice many times the people with these, they'll have cool things, they'll have nice cars, or they'll be very sexy, they'll take care of their body, they'll be very, very, very passionate and robust, they're successful in many areas. But the one area that they'll be lacking in is love, because they have an innate fear of being exposed. So it is a way of the spirit, the psyche, to compensate. In order to control, I must be superior to others, or I must be distant from others, so I do not allow them emotionally to come and hurt me. So this is how many Scorpios that you are dealing with have this toxic behavior pattern. It is a response. As you know, you should not always respond to situations. So many times this happens when you are younger. Many times this happens when people are younger. And part of healing a Scorpio, this is where it comes to. Oh shit. So I have been like that. So you have been like that. So he is like that for this reason. And that's where some deep soul searching comes from. Because there comes a point in life, even if you have everything, you start to realize that you don't have love. the people that constantly push others away are the ones that actually need them the most. The people that want to control others are actually the ones who have a fear of being vulnerable. So if you're a Scorpio, you've been heartbroken, or you haven't been able to get in a relationship since your first heartbreak, maybe this is something to think of. Shit, do I have some issues? People can tell when they look at you, and you can tell when you look at yourself, maybe. Now, what is it really that you crave? What is it really that you desire? So I fully admit myself, I've seen people come into these cycles, and I have, I guess, help counsel is what you can say, help counsel people through it so they don't fall into this behavior pattern, especially if you're born under the Scorpio sign with heavy placements. A lot of them have a closed heart. They close their heart off from the world, and as a result, they'll grow more with a stronger root chakra to appear more robust and to appear more attractive in the world. This is a very common thing. The key is to open your heart again. You cannot keep it closed forever because the heart center is where everything lies. That's where love has to flow. And I'll admit, the only thing that opened my heart actually was meeting my twin flame. The only thing that can really open a Scorpio's heart, right? So if you want a Scorpio and you want a Scorpio to fall in love with you, expect extreme levels of emotional intensity. And you gotta really be ready for these guys because these guys give it all to you. The only thing that opened my heart was my twin flame and her immense amount of love for me. Other than that, I don't think anything ever would have. And why am I saying this? Because don't play with the Scorpio's heart. That's what this channel is all about. I am trying to protect the people who don't want to be in love with the Scorpio from a potential life stalker or some craziness. But I'm also here to help the people that love Scorpios and the Scorpios that want to be loved to heal and ascend on their journey. So, you know, we're knocking out two birds with one stone with this one. Oh yeah, watch out. When those Scorpios fall in love, oh, they might not ever fall out of love, and that's a problem. So if you want to be the one to receive that love, you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready.